Live we are. Live.
Hello, everyone. We welcome you back to another edition of Storytime with Scrappy and Friends. I suppose this is season 2, not that it means anything, but after anniversary celebrations, we are returning to the L stands for loser by Wimpzilla. With us today are Harry, Tanner, and Nova. So let's get into it.
I thought we were going to stop with the self-deprecation.
I mean, I wouldn't consider that particularly self-deprecating. It's just another episode for us.
He's not wrong.
Like, it's too soon for any, like, long-standing changes to even be enacted outside of us kind of trying to change up Toad's voice.
Hey, Mario, I have a kid now.
Congratulations.
Somehow I gave birth to them.
Oh my.
That's something.
It is really. It was done painful and interminable process. I'll be honest,
Oh.
probably worse if you're a man.
And we are on to chapter 11. This is The L Stands for Loser by the Wimpzilla. Chapter 11, Steak Sauce Swimsuit.
Nice.
Good title. I like that.
Luigi was making faces at the fish. At the Mushroom Park Zoo, Luigi and Mario were babysitting Dexter and Tim while their parents were out of the house for the evening. It was an impromptu trip to the zoo since the boys were dropped off at the last minute. We flash back to Dexter and Tim leaping from a speeding car as it passes by Luigi's house. Dexter and Tim land on the lawn with a thud. Luigi walked out of his house with a fistful of money and a shopping list in the other hand.
Let's see. Mushrooms, Coca-Cola, mustache wax. Hey! You two better not be planting firecrackers in my yard again!
Luigi looks around the yard for the fuse. Dexter approached him with a sleeping bag and a toothbrush in hand.
Actually, we need to stay here for the night, for the parents go out tonight.
Can you believe they had the gall to ask for 3 hours of fun while I don't?
Why do you guys have to stay here?
We flash back to Dexter and Tim riding in the car with their parents.
So, when do we get to the toy store for trade your sleeping bag and toothbrush for free toys day? Oh, did I say toy store? I meant to say Mrs. Bitterwood's house.
Dexter's dad looked at them evilly. Oh no! You don't mean...
That's right. You two will get to stay at Mrs. Bitterwood's tonight while your mother and I go have some fun for the one night a year we get to.
Ah! Dexter and Tim screamed in terror.
Somebody should really get that banshee out of your
Why
car.
can't you get someone else? Because no one else accepts 50% off of Jelly Donut coupons.
Dexter's dad opened the jockey box and allowed its overstuffed contents of said coupons to spill out onto the passenger seat. But...
What if we can find someone to do it for free? Like Luigi. He'd be happy to do it. We're halfway to option number one's house. It would just waste time to turn around and head back.
Well, you don't have to slow down. We can just tuck and roll when we go past. Dexter's dad milled the thought around in his head for a while.
Fine.
And he proceeded to make a sharp and illegal U-turn. Dexter waited for Luigi's house to come up and then began the countdown.
3, 2, 1.
Dexter and Tim leapt from a speeding car as it passed Luigi's house and they landed on the lawn with a thud. Luigi, walking out of the house with a fistful of money and a shopping list in the other hand.
Let's see. Mushrooms, chocolate cola, mustache wax. Hey! You two better not be playing with firecrackers in my. That's all, folks.
Luigi looked around the yard for the fuse. Dexter approached him with a sleeping bag and a toothbrush in hand.
I should have mentioned I am far too inebriated to be within 5 feet of a child right now.
Actually, we need to stay here for the night while the parents go out tonight.
Can you believe they have the gut?
I'm not legally allowed to be a guardian in this state.
Can you believe they have the gall after 3 hours of fun while I don't?
Why do you guys have to stay here?
We flash back to Dexter and Tim riding in the car with their parents.
That's a good bit.
So when do we get to the toy store for trade your sleeping bag and toothbrush?
Okay, I get it. So what's so horrible about this Mrs. Bitterwood person? I should mention I had a can of Four Loko before we started recording. That's right, kids. Everything you see here, all that is being recorded by some otherworldly deity, and there's nothing you can do about it. Everything is a lie. Nothing is real.
I'm just gonna ignore that. Are you kidding?
Dexter began counting his complaints with his fingers as he went on.
She makes us go to bed at 6:30 p.m. She doesn't have a TV. She cooks the worst meals.
I still gag when I think about that boiled celery she made us eat last year.
And she makes us do chores all day long. Do you know how many cats that woman has?
I don't think that number exists within the realm of our mathematical understanding.
Well, what's so bad about that? I like cats.
She only has 1 litter box. 1 litter box.
And she only talks about old people stuff. Gross old people stuff. Luigi was now convinced that Mrs. Bitterwood was the worst babysitter in all of history.
Alright, fine. I'll babysit you. But I have to go to the market for a while, and I don't want to hear any whining from you two.
Okay.
No problem. Later, at the mustache grooming aisle of the supermarket. Oh gosh. I'm bored. At the cash register. In the parking lot. I'm bored. In the living room. I'm bored. And Luigi turned on the TV.
Okay. What do you guys want to do now that I'm done with shopping?
Sam was still looking at the TV. What's wrong with this?
Fine with me. What's on?
Dexter checked the channel guide.
Well, let's see. Oh, what about Bobons on the Caribbean?
Oh, not if it's on pay-per-view.
Okay, what about Pimp My Crib?
Boring.
What about the Stash Work Network? They have a special on right now about the... They have a special on right now featuring the top 50 mustache Holy fuck. All right, look, your Uncle Luigi should really not be taking care of you right now in this state. But featuring the top 50 mustache styles of the past decade. Okay, I'm gonna drink some water.
Dexter and Tim slowly turn to look at Luigi strangely. Dexter scrolled through the channels until the Mini Luigi show was highlighted. Oh, heck no!
Oh.
I'm never watching that show again.
Yeah, remember the last episode we saw?
We flash back to Dexter and Tim on the couch wearing jammies with a bowl of cereal on their laps.
Hey boys and girls, are you having a super duper splendorific day? That's great! Now let's get a few questions from the audience. Anyone?
A toad in the audience spoke up. What are your thoughts on Golem's incompleteness theorem?
Is breakfast the most important meal of the day? Good question! While breakfast is important, it's not nearly as important as owning your own The Mini Luigi Show home game and play sets!
A stagehand wheeled out a table with said toys featuring the puppet's face all over them.
Test your parents... That got me. Test your parents' love by asking them for all of my super duper playsets and toy figurines. Earn respect from your classmates by showing off the Mini Luigi Playhouse, and then not letting them play with it. Only kids with a face only a mother could tolerate wouldn't want to spend their allowance on such bodacious bling bling like a pair of Mini Luigi sunglasses. And what girl wouldn't swoon over a guy wearing a Mini Luigi back-to-school backpack? Order from the number while supplies last. And now, a word from our sponsors.
End flashback. I don't feel like watching TV anymore.
What else is there to do?
Who wants to be the TV announcer? I have to go refill my water.
Okay, I'll take over. Looking for fun? Everyone looked over at the TV. Wanna go wild? Yeah!
Yeah!
Then come on down to the zoo, feed the animals, see nature in all of its splendor, watch the interns fend for their lives in the shark tank.
Can we go, Luigi?
Please. Okay. Mario, I don't see why not. Mario, wanna go to the zoo? Mario walks to the door with his boombox and nodded his head. What's up with the boombox? And thus we end the very long prologue flashback. Luigi was making faces at the fish. The fish stare back at Luigi, either intrigued or confused. You can't tell with fish.
Come on, Luigi. The show's about to start.
Luigi quickly followed Dexter to a set of bleachers placed in front of the shark tank. From the intercom, we heard a voice. Ladies and gentlemen, kids of all ages, welcome to Feeding Frenzy, where we tell our pimple-faced interns that the only way to feed sharks is to don a scuba suit and throw the chum from inside the tank. This is staged, right? What makes today's show interesting was that the diving gear we gave today's lucky employee was a size too small, so we had to butter the insides of the suit with steak sauce, so the little sucker could squeeze in. Won't that be a hoot? And here comes our star of the show now. And with that, a scuba-geared college student, trying to earn some extra credit for biology by applying for an animal-related job, was thrown into the tank. All sharks within the pool immediately placed their full attention on a steak sauce-smothered human, desperately trying to get the chum away from his person. Already scared straight out of his mind, Mario only made things worse for the star of the show. Mario played a theme from Jaws on his boombox and cranked up the volume. Mario, you are horrible. You're horrible! I'm not so sure about this, guys. Doesn't it seem a bit heartless to draw entertainment from a living being's natural eating habits while it tries to burn... Oh, dear. While it tries to burden the ordeals of living in captivity, are sharks no less worthy of... Oh man, look at them go! Tim stood up in excitement. Yeah! The audience began to gasp in horrible shock.
How hard is it to swim with only one arm?
And no legs. The curtain quickly covered the window of the shark tank. The intercom came over again. And that'll be the end of today's show. You know, maybe that steak sauce wasn't a good idea. But of course they don't get a refund. Nothing happens to them. What? It is not. Carl, I know for a fact I turned the intercom off, and as soon as I turn around, you're gonna take off with my turkey sandwich. I'm not falling for this time, Carl. Seriously, Carl, I'm not turning around this time. La 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 la. I can't hear you. La 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 la. And members of the audience left the bleachers scarred for life.
I'm gonna need to pet a lot of fluffy animals before that X's my thoughts.
Yeah, I'll need at least 4, maybe 5 alpacas. Luigi was looking at the so detailed it hurts your eyes when you try to read it in Map of the Zoo. Oh gosh. Well, they have a petting zoo here.
I've actually been back the whole time, and I forgot my mic was off.
I am so sorry.
Good job, Tanner.
I'm so sorry.
Alright, well, we are at, well, they have a petting zoo here.
Yeah. Well, they have a petting zoo here. The shortest route is through the carnivorous and/or poisonous snake.
Luigi stopped in his tracks.
Or we could get some exercise and take the long route through exotic Amazon.
I like option number 2.
Ah, but my legs are tired.
You can hop on my back for a ride if you're tired of walking.
Mario instinctively jumped onto Luigi's back.
Oh, not you!
Oh! Mario climbed off of his brother's back with a disappointed look on his face. Luigi let Tim onto his back. Let Tim onto his most likely broken back.
Don't even weigh that much, Mario. Why did that hurt?
As they walked, or in one case piggybacked, to the petting zoo, they looked left and right at the various animals behind the glass. Flying chimpanzee whose webbed arms allowed them to glide. Amphibious sea life walking in and out of the water. Koala bears with teeth so large they couldn't fully close their mouth. Fantastical beasts seen for the first time by the public eye. Everyone agreed this was better than petting some stupid llama. Mario walked up to an empty exhibit and peered inside it, looking for something.
What you doing, bro?
Mario pointed to the sign saying, "Invisible meerkats."
Invisible? How do you catch an invisible meerkat?
Aren't meerkats found in the safari and not the Amazon?
There's probably nothing in here. Total rip-off.
I have to go in there and prove it. Luigi setting the foolish child onto the ground.
I will.
And he disappeared through a door near the exhibit and appeared through a door inside the windowed room.
There, you see that? There's nothing, oh my god, it's real! It's real!
Without warning, Luigi fell to the ground, swatting at the air. Pieces of fabric were being ripped from his outfit by an unknown force. Scratch and bite marks appeared on the screaming plumber without warning as he dashed for the exit. A second later, he reappeared in the hallway, torn up and panting.
What was that?
A security guard interrupted the conversation before anyone can reply with "Invisible meerkat, stupid." So we're gonna have to ask you to leave.
Why? That was a bad take on that line, but I'm just gonna roll with it.
The guard gestured towards a sign not 20 feet away, which read in red, bold letters, "Do not feed the animals."
I didn't feed any animals!
Those flesh wounds say otherwise. Now please leave the immediate area, and take your no-good troublemaking friends with you.
Hey, what did we do?
I saw you encouraging Mr. Deathwitch over here to enter the exhibit, and thanks to you people, the meerkats now have a taste for blood. The guard said, emphasizing the last word by saying it slowly and with a deep voice.
I guess that's what he did. That is not what I heard.
Now have a taste for blood.
There we go. I like that
And with
this fig now just has a non-existent fourth wall.
Yep. And with that, they headed for the parking lot. Although they did have a good time, there was a feeling of lost opportunity inside them all. There were still so many food pellets to feed, so many lethal animals to taunt from behind the protective fences, so much glass to defiantly tap in spite of all the signs telling them to do otherwise.
Oh well, guess that's the end of that.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Where's Mario?
Ah, he's over there. Tim pointed to Mario with his back against the wall. Luigi walked over to his petrified brother.
What the?
Luigi noticed the cage of animals across from him. Hey, what's up with Mario? He looks like he's gonna lose control of his bladder any second now.
Unfortunately, like Mario is deathly Mario is deathly afraid of Mario. Like all people, Mario is fucking terrifying.
I honestly thought you were gonna say, like Mario is dead.
Ooh.
Like Mario died in an elevator accident.
Whoa, wait. And Mario's house.
Like all people, Mario is deathly afraid of one thing.
Luigi pointed to the animals across from him. Dexter studied the wild animals, focusing their attention on Mario, almost challenging him.
Blue hedgehogs?
Fuck off. Yep. Nobody knows why, but for as long as I can remember, Mario has always felt an uneasiness around blue hedgehogs. It's a good thing they're rare around these parts. Otherwise, Mario might just snap.
Elsewhere, 10 feet away from Luigi,
Might just snap.
Bowser Jr. ran for his father after eavesdropping.
Dad! Dad! Big news! You just love me doing it, Junior.
It's so loud.
I'm sorry.
Junior.
Dad, I have big news.
Junior found his father at the aquarium. Okay, time for me to test out my new voice. Yeah, I got nothing. Not now, Junior. I'm very busy with something. Bowser returned his attention to the wall of glass in front of him and began tapping the glass.
But Dad, Mario...
Can't you see I'm a bit busy defying the man? And he punctured a hole in the glass with his claw. Unfortunately, this caused the weight of the water in the aquarium, thanks to too much pressure on the hole, Too much pressure put on the hole, causing a crack to form and spread throughout the glass wall. Yeah, I worded that right.
Nice going, Dad. And that's where I turn to the camera with the laugh track, and it says, "That's Junior."
Meanwhile, outside, Luigi put his still quivering brother into the passenger seat as Dexter and Tim climbed into the back seats. Do you think we'll be able to come back? I still have unfinished business with a certain alpaca with strangely petable fur.
Who knows?
Luigi looked at the clock reading 5:55 p.m.
1 hour should be plenty of time to get home before the season finale of America's Got Mustache in lowercase.
I'll be surprised if that guy with the dancing and singing mustache doesn't win.
Oh, please, that's old hat. The disappearing mustache trick is awesome.
Wait.
Yeah, but he did that at every stage of the competition. It got the whole... fast.
Really take interest in something Luigi likes. That is the, other than the chapter where he outright wins with Waluigi, that is the closest thing we've seen to a bone thrown to him.
What are you talking about? He had a girlfriend for like 3 chapters.
That's fair.
Before she dumped him and killed him.
There's no way, I feel like me being drunk is good, because there's no way this Luigi isn't an alcoholic.
Oh dear. Luigi pulled out of the parking lot as Tim and Dexter debated who would win. In the rear-view mirror, Luigi noticed a tidal wave of fish and water and fish exploding out of the entrance of the aquarium, and washing away every car in the parking lot. Maybe it was a good thing they got thrown out. Or maybe it wasn't.
I don't know. That ventriloquist act's pretty funny.
Yeah. Like a ventriloquist act could ever win a national talent competition.
It could happen. Besides, I bet one day there. Ah!
Luigi slammed on the brakes. Screech.
Why am I saying screech?
Screech!
Screech! I'm sorry. It's a force of habit. I've been doing that since whenever my dad got into a car accident as a kid, which happened more times than should be legally acceptable. Dang it! Traffic jam.
Luigi put the car into reverse, only to look back and see 3 cars already lining up behind him. He put the gear into park subsequently. Tim, too small to see through the window without standing on his seat, asked, "Why'd we stop, Luigi?"
Well, something's blocking the road. And in the meantime, we'll just have to wait until they clear up.
What do we do in the meantime?
Ooh, I brought a book to read. Tim pulled out a book entitled 1001 Facts You Didn't Want to Know.
Oh, it's one of those fun fact books. Let's hear it.
Oh gosh, I remember this. Sure! Tim flipped through the pages until he reached Chapter 6, Humanity's Doom. I hate this. Did you know that if we don't find a way to prevent global warming within the next 10 years, the effects will be irreversible?
Oh.
At the exponential rate of increase in human population, combined with our desperate logging business taking away our vital oxygen-producing trees, we will soon produce more carbon dioxide by exhaling at a faster rate than the trees can produce oxygen, causing all of the available breathing air to disappear, leading the world's population to suffocate and die.
That's depressing.
Does it get any better?
Nope. In fact, listen to this one. We might as well stop advancing as a civilization and forget about the future, because if humanity doesn't wipe itself out, the sun will when it goes supernova and erases all traces of matter in existence from our solar system, leaving nothing but emptiness and a bleak lack of life in the empty void that is the universe. Assuming humans will still be around by then. Luigi grabbed the book and threw it out the window.
Jesus Christ!
The Industrial Revolution was a double-edged sword!
Hey, I paid good money for that book.
How do you know we wouldn't just leave Earth in the future before that happens?
Who knows? Hey, I paid good money for that book.
Yeah.
And I paid good money for this match!
Luigi lit the match and threw it onto the book. The book spontaneously burst into flames as the smoke formed into the shape of a screaming skull for a brief moment, and moaned a deathly wail before turning into a pile of smoldering ash. Holy smokes.
Now here's a little book by a man named Carl I'd like you to read.
No.
I told you that thing was possessed.
Luigi looked at the clock. 5:59 p.m.
You guys want to listen to some tunes while we wait?
Yeah!
Yeah.
Luigi turned on the radio. Oh, here we go.
I can probably pull this off. Oh,
That's what
I
I'm
know
afraid
this
of.
one.
And using his best diva voice.
I got a pocket full of sunshine. I got a pocket full of sunshine. Whoa.
Next.
Next.
Luigi switched to another station and started singing to that song.
I kissed a girl and I liked it.
Next!
Taste of her cherry chapstick.
Oh gosh. Next! Luigi pressed preset 3. Oh no. This isn't him singing. Big butts and I cannot lie. Luigi quickly turned off the radio, realizing he had accidentally switched to Mario's private preset.
Why would Mario only listen to songs that describe his own ass?
How dare you? Mario snapped out of shock, realizing someone was listening to his private presets.
So, who wants to play I Spy?
I spy with my little eye something non-existent.
Luigi's chances of getting a date.
Bingo!
Alright, where's
And
the
a 200.
nearest cliff I can drive this fucking thing off of?
Jeez. Tim and Dexter high-fived each other and laughed.
There's no way Luigi isn't becoming a serial killer by the end of this.
Luigi, now feeling sufficiently burned, said,
Alright, fine! What do you guys want to do? I'm not stressed, you're stressed!
Actually, I've been taking hypnosis classes in hopes of bending the weak-minded to my will. Turns out you can't. But I think I might be able to cure Mario of his blue hedgehog phobia.
Mario perked his head up, interested in eliminating his one weakness.
Mario must be fully willing to do it, and must cooperate with what I tell him to do. Are you a favorite? Right. Lean back into your chair and close your eye. I'm going to put you into deep slumber.
Mario prepared himself for hypnosis.
Alright. I'm going to count down from 100. With every number I say, I want you to be twice as relaxed as you were on the number before. 100.
Mario remained unchanged.
99.
Mario unclenched his fist.
98.
Mario lowered his shoulders.
97.
Mario let his head fall all the way back.
96.
Mario breathed very deeply. Dexter continued counting down to 88.
I think he's in hypnotic slumber now.
How can you tell?
Mario, if you can hear me, raise your pinky finger.
Mario slowly raised his pinky finger.
Yep. Now, I think his ear made because by suppressed childhood trauma involving a blue hedgehog. Mario, I want you to think back, way back, and remember the most horrifying memory of your life. That may be the key to your fear.
Mario recollected his memories, remembering the most awful seconds of Mario's life. We flash back to Mario hanging out at the pool in his college years. Mario cool.
I didn't say anything.
Okay. Mario coolly approached a pair of sunbathing hotties. Daisy noticed Mario. Hey Peach, I think someone's giving you the eye. Peach looked up at a studly Mario, who winked at Peach.
Hey Mario, check out my new swimsuit!
Mario turned to see Luigi posing in a tight pair of Speedos. He screamed in terror until he blacked out. And flashback. Yeah, I'm not gonna scream. Ah! Mario screamed in agonizing terror upon his recollection. Dude, snap him out of it!
Mario, when I snap my fingers, you could come out of it. 1, 2, 3.
Mario opened his eyes and stopped screaming, gasping for air.
That all about?
Mario looked at Luigi for a brief moment, and was instantly reminded of the horrible tragedy that had struck him many years ago. Started screaming again. Luigi looked at the clock. 6:07 p.m.
53 more minutes to get home before the season finale.
Not by my watch. It's 7:07. Didn't you move the clock forward an hour of daylight savings yesterday?
Oh man, it's already starting!
Relax. You still have about 50 minutes before they reveal the winner.
Alright, I suppose you're right.
You guys want to try the radio again?
Yeah.
Luigi, making sure it was not on preset 3, turned on the radio.
And that was caller number 33 on the charts! Oh wait, did you make the wall? Dude looks like a lady. Next up we have...
Orf, 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 orf.
Whoa! Looks like we just heard the barking walrus, and you know what that means. Caller 33 gets a chance to win 50,000 coins!
Dexter instantly reached for his cell phone.
What's the number?
Gimme!
Luigi took the cell phone and punched in a number.
Ringing. Hello, caller 33, and what's your name? Luigi! Luigi! Awesome! You now have a chance to rake in the dough by answering one question. Who was the author of the infamous book, 1001 Facts You Didn't Want to Know? 30 seconds!
Luigi held the cell phone away from him so he could talk to the others.
Do you remember who wrote that book? 23 seconds, caller!
It would not matter if Tim's guess was correct or not, because when Luigi held the cell phone away from him, he had put it in front of the radio. As the sound came out of the radio, it went into the cell phone and came back out the radio in an endless loop, causing an ear-splitting reverb. The DJ would be found unconscious on the floor 3 hours later. Guy Smith? Luigi returned. Yeah.
Hello?
No, I can still hear your voice coming from the radio.
Really? Weird.
Meanwhile, in the car in front of them, A toad was listening to the same station as Luigi. What? What the?
So, now what? So, now what?
Whoa! The station's ratings were never as low as they were today. Luigi looked at the radio to see that he was not on it anymore.
My beautiful singing!
Luigi looked at the cell phone, which read low battery, before finally dying.
So, here's your phone, Dexter.
Luigi extended...
That might be like the most genuinely intolerable thing Luigi has ever done in this. Like, I would be pissed if he did that to me.
Luigi extended his arm to hand Dexter back his phone. Dexter stared out the window. Dexter continued with his lifeless gaze.
Dexter!
What?
Dexter took the earplugs out from his ears.
Did you say something?
Luigi tossed the phone to Dexter in an angry fashion, which is somewhat difficult to do when you toss something rather than throw it. And then Luigi checked the time. 6:29 p.m.
6:29 p.m. Alright, the radio says that. 6:29 p.m. So it's really 7:29! I'm gonna miss my show!
A police officer appeared and tapped on the driver's side window of Luigi's car. Luigi rolled down the driver's side window.
Is there a problem, officer?
Nah, we're just going car to car, telling people why there's a holdup.
Well, there better be a darn good reason.
Oh yeah, I forgot. This chapter is really dark. Well, Birdo's out in the middle of the street complaining that she's hardly getting royalties from all of her game appearances. She's demanding that she get paid in full for her vital contributions to Nintendo, or else she'll get some gasoline to pour all over herself and light a match. So we're going car to car asking people to add to the collection we're gathering. Do you want to donate a little something? Luigi reached for his wallet.
Absolutely! How much have you guys gathered so far?
14 gallons.
Never mind then.
The officer... That is just horrible. The officer left for the car behind Luigi. Meanwhile, Tim started rocking back and forth in his seat.
You need to use the bathroom?
What?
I said, do you need a bathroom?
Huh?
Take the earplugs out!
Oh yeah. Tim took out the earbuds. Now what?
Bathroom. Do you need it?
Yes!
Too bad. I told you to go before we left.
No, you didn't. You just kept muttering about something about showing that security guard what a real flesh wound looks like.
Dude! My bladder does not have an infinite amount of storage for my slushies and colas. It's gonna blow right now.
Then ask me to buy so many! Well, maybe next time.
Right now! And Tim leapt out of the Oh gosh, I just spat over my laptop. And Tim leapt out of the closest open window. Luigi watched Tim run down the highway in search of a plant that needed watering.
Oh. How long do you think before Mario comes to?
Dexter looked at Mario, who had screamed so long he passed out from forgetting to take a breath.
Maybe another hour or two.
Hey Dexter, you want to hear a joke?
Oh, God.
What does Bowser use to water his garden?
What?
A fire hose! That's barely a joke.
Dexter felt the joy. Dexter could feel the joy of life slipping away from his perishable soul.
So, when do we get moving again?
When Birdo stops being the whiny brat that she...
A giant explosion erupted in the distance, and a plume of fire lifted into the air. Luigi turned around shocked. Sorry he ever said an unkind word about the person who had just suffered Oh gosh. Luigi turned around shocked. Sorry he ever said an unkind word about the person who had just suffered probably the most spectacular scene this neighborhood would ever witness. But as he looked to the side of the road, he saw Birdo and 2 police officers who had managed to pull her to safety before the gasoline blew up. Luigi saw the officer on the left mouth the word, "Oops."
Does this mean we can go now?
Luigi watched the cars drive away.
I suppose?
Luigi put the car into gear and started driving. Watched the cars drive away.
Sweet! We might...
I
Wait!
suppose?
And Dexter pulled on the emergency brake without warning. Luigi's car stopped, and the car behind Luigi slammed hard into his rear bumper, taking out the left turn signal.
For?
Where's Tim?
Meanwhile, Tim was in someone else's garden. You needed some watering, didn't you, little guy? Mm-hmm. And Tim zipped up his pants. Better get back to the guys! And he walked away. Meanwhile, Cooper, who was walking to the bush Tim was at, said, "And this is the Heteroplant I wanted to show you." His friend Bombette replied, "The what plant?" "The Heteroplant. It's been passed down through my family for generations, father passing its responsibility to his son. It's the rarest plant in the world, and there is a very strong possibility that it is the very last of its kind. And what's so special about it? If kept in perfect condition for 1,000 years, its buds will open and release a liquid containing antivirus. Perfect condition? It must only be watered in purified holy water. Any imperfection will result in the plant's bulbs to wither and die at the time of its blooming. But if it does bloom, the antivirus will be released." Antivirus. Yep, it spreads from person to person like a regular virus, except it wipes harmful viruses completely out of its host, and reproduces more of itself to be passed on to the next person. This antivirus software will relieve the Earth of any virus, plague, and disease within a month. I'll be given the Nobel Peace Prize hands down. When does it bloom? It will be exactly 1,000 years in 5, 4, 3, 2... The Heteroplant began to wither and then died. Cooper was frozen in place in shock. "Are you okay, Cooper?" A single tear ran down the Koopa's cheek. Back on the highway, Tim arrived. "Well, I see there's still a traffic jam." Tim looked to see Luigi's car with its back end smashed in. "What the?" A tow truck was dragging Luigi's ride to the impound. Tim walked over to Dexter. "What the heck happened?"
That just ran into Luigi's car. Only because he was an idiot enough to slam the brakes on a 50 miles per hour highway. You're not mad at him, are you, Dad? Nah, his insurance company's gonna pay for the damage by selling spare parts from Luigi's old car. So it's all good. Besides, we're gonna give the Mario Brothers a ride home.
Tim and Dexter climbed into the back seat. But Tim noticed that only unconscious Mario was in the back row. "Where's Luigi?" Dexter pointed at the ceiling.
Yeah, sorry we don't have enough room for you in the cabin, Luigi. But don't worry, I'm sure these ropes won't break.
And they started speeding down the road. Once more, Tanner.
I'm not doing it again.
Tim, listening to Luigi's muffled screams. Man, how come I never get to ride on top?
Hurry up there! America's Got Mustache is almost over! Well, that's tonight!
And he slammed on the gas pedal. Dexter was now being pushed into a seat by the G-force.
At least Luigi stopped screaming.
Yeah, I bet it's hard to catch your breath at 134 miles per hour. Dexter's dad shaved even more time off of his route by using a fallen billboard as a ramp to jump the channel of water that separates Toad Town from the rest of the Mushroom Kingdom. Everyone except for Mario screamed as they flew through the air, landing without loss of speed onto the slanted roof of some house, then onto the road. Dexter's dad had now broken countless laws of the road, drifting into the only available parking space in front of Dexter's home, barely squeezing in between an SUV and a Hummer.
Quick! Only 5 minutes left!
With that, Dexter, Tim, and their parents ran for the living room, quickly flipping through the channels until they reached NBC. They were disappointed to see they missed the show, but were ecstatic to hear an encore presentation of the finale was coming up. However, Mario finally stirred awake in the car half an hour later. Confused, he stepped out of the car to see his home 20 feet away. Worst the kidnappers ever, Mario thought to himself. As he looked over the vehicle, he noticed it was heavily damaged. Smashed in the front, indented seats in the cabin, and ropes snapped in half were all over the roof, along with some fresh, deep scratches, most likely made by a gloved human, Mario deduced. Mario was too tired to think right now, and decided to wait until morning before figuring out what happened. End chapter. And yeah, I guess in the author's notes, the author kind of just gives a brief explanation of what happened to Luigi. Luigi fell off the car as everyone was speeding home. He desperately hung on until they were over the water, then splash. Okay, that was fun. Very dark, but fun.
A really fun chapter. And Hollywood and Mike picked that up, but that was a very fun chapter. I'd say that was one of the most fun chapters I've ever read.
Yeah, it's definitely the most chaotic.
To decrease my self-deprecation, I felt like I gave my best performance as Luigi there.
You did very well, Tanner. Thank you.
If I can just go for my thoughts first, if you don't mind.
Go on ahead. I actually have to go get my food because my family came in a few minutes ago.
I mean, it's hard to analyze something that is exclusively meant to be funny, but it did succeed at that goal. It absolutely succeeded at that goal. I'm sorry, I'm yawning a bit, but I got vaccinated and I'm drunk. Not completely drunk, but it was a very impressively written chapter in just the balance between plotting and just random gags, because most of the stuff at the zoo is just random gags, but they do give the narrative something of a ticking clock with Luigi wanting to get home to watch Next Top Mustache. And if I can say anything, that gasoline joke was amazing. That was incredible. That was really well written. I definitely appreciated that.
Like this whole Mushroom Kingdom is just a crap sack world.
Yeah, no, this little crap sacrane, as TV tropes would call it. But I don't like using TV tropes terms. But yeah, I get what you're saying. On the surface, it is just like the games where it is saccharine and happy and generally innocuous. You know, it's a wonderland. It's a candy-colored wonderland. And then, but under this, you see that everyone in this is just cruel and mean-spirited and The universe really is against Luigi in every way. Again, it feels like if Mario had its own Sonic Boom, this would be it.
Jeez. I guess it's just so mean though.
I think I would agree with that actually. This does seem like kinda Sonic Boomish in a way.
Yeah, and that's what I said. Scrappy, I mean, to an extent, I'd say your fic fits that bill too. At least when it was, it definitely needs to be fleshed out more. But yeah, no, the gasoline joke was insanely that was great. I love that joke.
It just, gosh, everyone in this story is just evil.
You can tell that the writer's having a lot of fun with the story.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I will say I hope we get to see Luigi get a bit more W's, because there is a point where it does become a bit hard to read. There's a point where I do have to read it with both rows of my teeth clenched.
It gets to some dark places at points.
And, I mean, you know me, of course that stuff makes me laugh. I have a dark sense of humor. I'm not really like the other girls. But...
No.
No, it is something... I guess it is my favorite kind of comedy, too.
Yeah, well, we're at we're past the halfway point, so Luigi's going, he's going places.
I hope so.
Oh dear, I'm going to go get my food, so I guess we'll call it break for the time being.
Okay.
One thing I would be very interested to hear, if we ever manage to get this author, there's no way we would, but if we ever manage to get this author to come on the show like we did Ottermelon,
That'll
I'd
be
very interested to hear the thought process behind writing this.
that'll be fun. This is on.
Because I want to know the influences, because this reminds me of some of my favorite cartoons and sitcoms, and just some of my favorite comedies.
Mm.
And it makes me curious what the influence is, specifically.
Yeah. This is on fanfic.net, right?
Yeah.
Could probably shoot them a message and see what happens.
Yeah, but most people use Archive of Our Own nowadays.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I can check if there's if the same stories there as well, and just see. Yeah, like I think the most fascinating thing about writing is just knowing what mindset they are in while like writing specific scenes and whatnot.
No, because it's irreverent, but it feels, and there are definitely. It is the type of parody where it's clearly made with this, for lack of a better word, reverent irreverence.
Mm.
It is clearly ripping and taking the piss out of the thing it's making fun of, but it clearly loves that thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like this author just really likes Birdo.
Oh god. There we go. So I'm gonna check. What's the author's name again?
I don't remember. I don't remember off the
The
top.
Wimpzilla.
Nice, thank you.
Okay.
What do you guys want to do for the next episode?
The next episode, I'd assume we just keep going with this story until we're done. I really don't know what else we're gonna do.
I could probably find something. It'd be really fun to do an Always Sunny fic once Scrappy starts watching that show.
Okay, I'm gonna see. I can't find a archive of our own version of this, so I'm assuming it's just I don't know, let me check. I have a suspicion that he or she doesn't probably would have forgotten that they've made these stories by now, because I'm looking at this like page, and it's like L stands for losers, updated in 2009.
Damn, yeah, there's probably no way we're getting in contact with them.
Yeah, I can try, but it's probably not going to go well.
No, they're probably doing something productive and healthy with their lives instead of writing fanfic.
Yeah, they probably don't even use fanfic.net anymore.
No.
I like the summary of the stories. It's just like updated by the strict schedule of when I feel like it. That's amazing.
It do be like that.
Yeah. Okay, what happens if I just search for Wimpzilla on Google?
I mean, if you can't do it, you can't do it.
Oh, he has a Twitter. I think this is the same guy.
Does he still use it? I'll
I
follow
think.
him. I'll give him a follow.
He hasn't. He's tweeted stuff last year, like one thing this year. Interesting. Yeah, it doesn't look, unless he goes by a different name on the website, he doesn't have an archive of our own account, so yeah, I could probably just message him on Twitter because that's probably easier to get his attention. I like his his Twitter bio. It's just, how do I stop people from following me? The hell. Good. So someone just sent me like some spam Japanese stuff. Okay.
Who is Wim?
What?
Wim,
That's the wrong green as well.
your name is Sussman.
Oh no. No! No, 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 no!
I'm not lying. Also, by the way, thanks for starting the game without
are
me.
you still recording? Because this is gonna be really boring for the audience to listen to.
Yeah, it's still going. I don't know how long this is gonna go on for.
I'm gonna text Scrappy because should I just do the outro?
Well, I assumed we were gonna keep going. I don't know.
Okay. Because I know for a fact you don't edit.
I mean, we can easily just put like a timestamp in the video or something. Just say skip here for like when we actually continue.
Voting for me because
Yeah,
why does
because
he suspect regions at
There's no
Value
way
of-
you can keep this in.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
witness.
yeah.
Accusing you, and now he's dead.
Hey, where was the
Oh,
body?
what have you guys been up
Like
to
it, you were
lately?
right there next
If
to
I
the
can
body.
just
What do
make
you mean?
small
Where the
talk
fuck
for a
was the
bit.
body?
Wait, what'd you say?
If I could just make small talk for a bit, how have you guys been doing?
Been doing fine, I suppose. I need to get, well, I mean, I talked about it in the chat, like, yesterday, but I need to get a better computer. Other than that, I mean, I've been doing fine, I guess. Just sort of existing.
Good. I had a bad couple of days, I'll be honest. I needed to get my shit together. I deactivated Twitter again, because I have finals coming up, it is such a major distraction.
Yeah.
But, I reactivated it for a bit because I knew there were gonna be some tweets about something in the world of politics that happened lately that were gonna be good. But I don't want to mention it for the sake of decorum on this show.
Yeah.
But if you know, you know.
I spend more time on Twitter than I care to admit. I probably shouldn't.
Me too. What's sad is that I only get like one genuinely funny like banger tweet a month. And
Yeah.
so it makes me so sad to stay on there. And it makes me feel imposter syndrome as a comedy writer. But then again, being a fanfic writer in general makes me feel imposter syndrome as a writer. I'm pretty goddamn sus. I'm so sorry.
Ba-dum-tsh. I just use it to check up on friendos and some leads.
That's cool. That's cool. I've started like purging my follower count. I've started doing kind of a wipe of like, this account really isn't that interesting. I'll keep like, I don't know. I guess I'll do Drill. I try not to reference him too much because everyone makes jokes about Drill. And I mean, Drill's funny. Drill is really funny. But I don't know if I want him to be the end-all, be-all for the tweets I'm looking up. No, I'll keep following Drill. I'll keep following cool art accounts. Most of the people from podcasts I listen to. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to... I probably won't be following many people from Hollywood. Because most of Hollywood is just disgusting.
Yeah. The people I follow are usually just, like, for art or just friends, basically.
I'll probably keep following just... I'll follow you! I don't care what your politics are or what your viewpoints are. I just follow people if they're funny.
I mean, that's a fair way to go about it.
And there are a myriad of Twitter accounts that are just funnier than I am. I'm going to go downstairs. If Scrappy wants to take the outro, that's fine.
Okay. What chapter are we on in this story, anyway?
We're now at 12.
Okay. That's further than I was expecting, honestly.
I will be back shortly, and then we can probably read another chapter and call it a night.
Okay.
If we're still up for it.
I mean, I'm fine, either way. Got a bad feeling about this. Oh, good. Wait, no, what? Oh, hi. Yes. silence continueth.
Yeah, Harry, do you need me to send you a timestamp, or do you have a timestamp to edit all of this out?
I mean, it'd probably be best to, like, send it, just so I don't forget.
Well, I won't know. Unless you send me a video.
Yeah, well. It's fine.
I'll be right back once again. Once more.
Okay. Hey. I'll just put this on for now. Keep that GIF until we come back. Ah, screw it, I'm not gonna put taxes, no point. Do 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 do. Oh, excuse me. What? Why doesn't Discord say I'm streaming? What? Stream. That doesn't make any sense. I am streaming, right? It is still going like, yeah. I don't get it. Discord, why are you being stupid? Enabled. No. I don't. Weird. Okay, let's see. Okay, Scorpion. Um.
I'm back. Are we still recording?
Yes, we are.
Hi, I'm back.
Oh, hi.
My apologies, I just...
Did Mova make a good joke that I missed?
I'm not going to answer that.
Okay. Was it at my expense?
No.
Again?
It was not at your expense.
Okay.
Okay, we're moving on to chapter 12.
Now I can move this image away. Okay.
We are doing the other chapter tonight. I didn't know that.
This is the last one for tonight.
Yeah.
Let me find my phone because I thought we were calling it a night here.
And Toadette is in this chapter, and yeah, Nova's doing that role. And I am going to be Toad, so this is going to be a chance for me to try and properly begin workshopping.
And Toadette again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Okay, this is chapter 12, Cheater Salad. We pan to Luigi and Mario having breakfast. We start with Luigi and Mario having breakfast.
Hey Mario, do you ever wonder if our lives were fictional? That the world we live in was not reality, but the fantasies and imagination of a greater being than us. Our lives and stories being conjured up by a force unknown just for our entertainment? Just for their entertainment?
Mario smacked the philosophy book out of Luigi's hands.
Hey!
Ding dong!
I'll get it.
Luigi walked to the front door to see a panicking Toad.
Hey, what's up?
Dude, you have to let me in right now! And he dashed past Luigi and dived under the sofa. It's following me.
What is?
Ding dong. Luigi opened the door again. Opened the door to see Toadette.
What?
Where is he?
Oh,
Don't act dumb. The tractor I hid in the clothing. On his clothing says he's in this very house.
Toadette held up a radar, beeping erratically.
does he know he has a tractor in his clothing?
Toadette looked around the living. Excuse me. Toadette looked around the living room.
No, I have to break into his house while he was out shopping. Are you sure he isn't here?
Would I lie to you?
I suppose not. Oh well. It looks like the makers of the Glove Tracker 3200 are going to receive one very angry call to their customer service council.
And she walked away. Toad would not emerge until after making sure Toadette was gone. She put a tracker on me?
Are you in trouble, Toad?
No, she's just in love with me.
Looks more like obsession.
I don't know what's wrong with the woman. Yeah, it was cool at first knowing that someone really cared for me. But then she got really obsessive and creepy. She even got a tattoo of me on the inside of her eyelids so she could look at my face whenever she wanted.
Oh,
Now I can't step outside my house without being ambushed by that woman. I'm lucky I made it to your house in time.
I was about to ask you that. Why are you here?
I need you, Luigi. Only you have the expertise and knowledge I need to turn off. Only you have the expertise and knowledge I need to turn off a woman.
That better be a compliment.
Come on, Luigi, you were born for this mission.
Stop sneaking into my house, Parakarry. Ah! Stop sneaking in my house, Parakarry!
Sorry, I just need your opinion on something. Which one wiggles around more? Parakarry held up a fistful of cell phones. 500 cell phones on vibrate being called at once? Or, he said holding up a sack, 200 starved hamsters fighting over a single food pellet. On the one hand, the cell phones will cost me a fortune. On the other hand, I could be sent to jail by the People for Animal Rights. Luigi stared blankly at Parakarry's dilemma.
Why? To know this.
Because I'm building a massive... Because I'm building a massage chair from scratch and I need to know what the stuff in the back. I can't buy one because that'll cost me 2 months' salary.
I don't have time for this. I have more important matters to tend to.
Luigi placed a hand on Toad's shoulder. Really? You'll help me?
Yeah, believe you me. I've been through some girl troubles myself. But if there's one way to break up with a lady, it's this.
Luigi held up a walkie-talkie. I don't understand.
Oh, don't worry, Toad. You will.
Sometime later, Toadette was writing in her diary.
Dear diary, the tow tractor seems to be dysfunctioning again. Poor Toad's probably worried why I haven't hugged him since I last saw it 8 hours ago. I bet he was abducted by aliens, like he was 3 months ago when I asked him why he didn't return my calls for 2 hours. I mean, what other explanation could there be?
Toadette heard a doorbell ring.
Hold on, diary.
She walked to her door and answered it to see no one there. Luigi pushed Toad into Toadette's view. Toad was wearing a tie and holding a bouquet of flowers. These are for you.
Oh my gosh, are you asking me out?
Luigi,
So,
this is such a bad plan.
Toad looked at Luigi with a scared face. Luigi, staying out of Toadette's view, gave Toad a slight nod and a thumbs up. Yes? Toadette squealed with joy and got on her knees.
Hey! Thank you, Lord! You can just get working on that diamond pooping unicorn I so prayed for!
Oh dear.
Real toy, by the way.
Yeah, so if you just meet me at the local mushroom bees at 8 for a date.
Okay then.
Toadette closed the door. I hope you know what you're doing, Luigi.
Toad, please. This plan is foolproof. But why don't you come out and tell her you aren't interested?
You don't think I haven't? We flash back to Toad at Coconut Mall. Toad sipped from his espresso and let out a satisfied
Hey you!
Toad's eyes widened as Toadette approached. Toadette? What are you doing here?
No, I mean, it's totally in the trunk of your car. I mean, nothing. But by the way, I made a gift for you.
Toadette placed a glazed piece of pottery of Toad's head carved into a heart.
I glazed it with the blood I lost from cutting myself, making a life-size cardboard cutout of you.
Listen, Toadette, I don't think it's gonna work between us.
What are you doing, my love?
Toadette started screaming and bawling. And everyone in the mall turned their attention towards an embarrassed Toad. Toadette, please calm down. I just...
Broke my heart into millions of tiny itty-bitty pieces. You are carrying insensitive clown. Oh, I better not.
Yeah.
Toadette smashed Toad's gift.
Now you can feel my pain.
And she ran off crying as How Am I Supposed to Live Without You by Michael Bolton played in the background.
Tell me, how am I supposed to live without you?
There we go.
This is very scratchy.
Toad took another sip of his espresso and flashed back.
Then what happened?
Found her crying in the trunk of my car again 3 days later. She wouldn't let me put my groceries in it until Now my voice is really starting to sound like Toad. She wouldn't let me put my groceries in it until I said I secretly had feelings for her.
You have secret feelings for her?
No! My ice cream was melting fast and I needed to get her out of there by any means necessary.
Right. Well, don't worry. After tonight, you won't have to worry about her again. But first, we need a change of clothes.
What's wrong with this tux?
It's just not right for this date. Might I suggest?
8 p.m. at the local mushroom bees.
That
I get
wait,
it.
but in universe there are species. That name does not make sense. That is like called. That's like if we called a restaurant dog bees.
I mean, there's like quasi-sentient mushrooms that are actually eaten, so it's best not to think about it too hard.
It is the
Toad
same
with
of rabbit hole of implications and confusion as Ponyville.
Yep. Toad was sitting at a table wearing dirty suspenders, flannel, and socks with sandals. I just imagine he was raiding Luigi's closet for all of that. Hello, Toadette. Toadette noticed his apparel. What? Is something wrong with my outfit?
No, I'm just surprised to see you keep up with all these European fashion trends.
And she took her seat. What?
Yeah, I'm just going through this avant-garde phase. I'm so lucky to be dating a man so fashionable. Thanks for taking me out.
No problem. Toad said, stretching his arms upwards, revealing grotesque armpit hair.
You're
Mm.
in this universe?
I guess it does.
Ooh, I like a man with a little hair on his chest.
Oh, I don't have chest hair. Just armpit hair, which I used to dust my home with, by the way.
Oh.
Wow, let's save a bunch of feather dusters. Maybe I ought to do that.
Did I mention I like to braid my nose hair?
You know how to braid hair? Wow, you know how to do so many things.
Toad knocked the spoon off the table. Oops, let me get that. Toad hid under the table and pulled out his walkie-talkie. Luigi, this is Toad! Luigi, this is Toad! Come in, Luigi!
I don't know what's named Toad. And who's Luigi?
Captain Green, this is Desperate Tuna. Come in, Captain Green.
This is Captain Green. What seems to be the problem, Desperate Tuna?
It's not working!
Desperate Tuna?
You sound like Bane.
What seems to be the problem? Oh, Desperate Tuna.
It's not working! It's not working. If anything, she's becoming more attracted to me.
How is that possible?
As if I know! What else do you do that makes a woman avoid you like the plague?
As if I know. What else? Wait, no. Sometimes I pick my nose in public. Let's see I put a positive spin on that.
Toad came back to his seat with spoon in hand. I got it! Toadette was facing him with her arms crossed and her brow furrowed, giving Toad a cold, icy stare. What?
Who are you talking to down there? Probably your other girlfriend.
Toadette started looking under the table. What?
Like you two weren't playing kissy kissy a second ago. Where is she?
She looked towards the next table. Looked towards the table next to them.
Is it her?
No, I just want to. Excuse me. No, I just want to get my spoon. Is all.
Why didn't he just say yes? That could have easily gotten her to break up with him. I should not be approaching this from a fucking CinemaSins perspective. I'm sorry.
Why does it take 43 seconds to get a spoon?
Toad just started picking his nose. I love that response. A waiter then appeared. Okay. Hey guys, ready to make your order?
Certainly. I'll have the Caesar salad.
Toad remembered Luigi's advice to be as horrible of a date as he could be. I'll have the sautéed onions with garlic seasoning, please. Right away, sir.
Toad, stop trying to pick your nose. You don't have one.
Toad was twisting his finger in a spot on his face where a nose would be. Yes, I do!
Toad, I'm starting to think...
Luigi began clutching his loudly gurgling stomach.
Where's the bathroom?
We don't have a bathroom!
You guys served those pies without a bathroom!
Luigi scrunched his face in pain as his stomach gave another gurgle. You're free to use the gas station's bathroom down the road.
Oh, oh no.
Luigi...
If it's one of the ones, because the ones that are in the store are usually okay, it's always the bathrooms that are, like, behind the store.
Luigi dashed out the restaurant in frustration and panic. And Toad was now panicking that he was without the aid of Luigi. How long could he turn off the charm? Toadette was staring lustfully into space. Toadette?
Yes?
Our food's here.
What? Oh yeah, I was just thinking about something else.
And Toadette started forking her Caesar salad. By the way, did I tell you about my latest project? I'm collecting my earwax to make a candle out of. Toadette did not look up from her salad.
That sounds good.
Hey, is something wrong? Toad expelled his rancid breath, thank you, as far as he could in Toadette's direction on the word wrong.
No, everything's fine. Do you smell something?
Oh, you must mean my man-stench cologne. Purified sweat from only the manliest pits of the manliest men, mixed with a hint of lavender.
Whatever.
Toadette pushed the Caesar salad away.
I guess I'm just not hungry right now.
Toad, who was glad to push the rancid stench of onion away from him, said, "Ditto," and he put a 20 on a table and left with Toadette. The next day at Luigi's house. I'm not sure if it's working, Luigi.
Well, tell me what happened again.
She wasn't crazily obsessive last night like she always is. Even when we got home, she made absolutely no attempt to kiss me, or even a hug. She just said, "Good night," and went inside before I even said a word to her.
Maybe she just had something on her mind. What can happen between the time you asked her out and when you guys went on her date? Maybe a family member died, or she left her hairdryer on.
Whatever it was just weird not having her act like a freak.
Isn't that what you want? You're starting to confuse me, Toad.
Ding dong.
Hold on.
Luigi opened the door to see Toadette.
I know you're hiding under the coffee table, Toad.
Dang it!
Listen, Toad, I'm glad you asked me out for a date last night, and I did have a good time, but I think we should stop seeing each other.
Toad pinched himself to see if he was dreaming.
Yeah, I know this is like a nightmare for you, but the thing is, I found another.
Another?
Please don't make this hard for the both of us, Toad. Just learn to let go. Goodbye.
And Toadette closed the door as she left. Yeah, no. Toad jumped and shrieked with joy. Yes! Yeah! Wow! Yes! Booyah! Oh man! Toad ran over to Luigi and started shaking his hand. Thank you! And he ran out of the house screaming his head off. Freedom! Luigi started smirking to himself.
A job well done. If I do say so myself. Job well done, if I do say so myself. Dr. Luigi, the relationship consultant. The sound of that. Maybe. Darn it! Just when I started monologuing.
Luigi opened the door.
Hello.
Toadette appeared in a red dress, leaning against the side of the doorway.
Hello there, Stanley.
And she winked. Luigi slammed the door in her face. And he opened the door again, this time with a fake mustache attached to his real mustache, speaking in a heavy accent.
Oh, hello. Luigi is not here right now.
So that ripped off the...
That was vaguely like Italian-Mexican.
Toadette ripped off the fake mustache.
There. Now there's nothing blocking your hunkiness.
This is
is a really disturbing issue. If this issue were gender flipped, this would be fucking disturbing.
It's disturbing now. Luigi realized he was the one Toadette was talking about.
My computer charger is dying. I'm sorry I had to pause there. I needed to grab it. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. Yeah, do you have it now?
I'm so sorry. I try not to be this unprofessional, I say. After I generally Alright, okay, got it. Listen, I'm not ready for a serious relationship right now. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about...
As she stared dreamily at Luigi's upper lip.
him.
Luigi looked down to see what she was staring at.
In love with Bob?
Who wouldn't be? I still remember the first time his handsome disgraces my sight.
We flash back to Toad and Toadette ordering from the Mushroom Bees menu.
Certainly. I'll have the Caesar salad.
I'll have the sautéed onions with garlic seasoning. Right away, sir. Toadette prepared to give Toad the iciest death glare ever given, but was caught off guard by his finger trying to bore into his skull.
Don't stop trying to pick your nose. You don't have one.
Yes, I do!
Dude, I'm starting to think...
Toadette was distracted by something. And there Bob was, flowing in the wind caused by Luigi's panicked scurrying. Toadette's eyes widened as everything began to move in slow motion. All except Luigi's mustache became a blur. And as its groomed follicles sparkled when it caught the light just right, Toadette melted on the inside.
You don't think it's creepy in the slightest to be in love with someone else's mustache? I mean, it's okay to love your own mustache. Quickly strikes a pose to himself in a handheld mirror. But another man's mustache? But another man's mustache? Oh no.
Well, it's not for you to decide, is it? What does Bob think?
Bob jerked up and down in a nodding fashion.
Bob!
It's a thing then. See you tomorrow around noon.
Bob formed the tips of himself into a thumbs up, and Toadette walked off, closing the front door behind her.
Happened?
Mario, who had been watching from the stairway, began laughing at Luigi, feebly making his way towards the bathroom, weak from laughter. The next day, Luigi knocked on Paracari's door. Paracari muffled from behind the door. Darn it! Only when I'm monologuing! Who is it? Oh, hey, Luigi, I was... Whoa! What happened to you?
The worst date ever!
No way, you got a date?
No! My mustache did!
Your mustache?
Yeah. Long story short, I'm being followed by the most insane woman in the Mushroom Kingdom, and I need to hide here.
Sure, take a seat, but first I want to hear about your date. I could use a laugh right now.
Okay, fuck you. Well, first it starts off with us picking her up.
We flash back to Luigi pulling up in his repaired car.
I can't believe you're making me wear this. I can't believe you're making me wear this.
Luigi looked down at his chauffeur outfit. Toadette hopped into the passenger seat.
Hey, you.
And she stroked Luigi's mustache. Luigi shuddered as chills went down his spine.
Where to, ma'am?
I believe we decided to go to the park.
Park it is, then.
And Luigi drove towards the park. A montage, playing Big Kids When I Met the Girl, began to
Know that song off the top of my head. I've known every song that they've done thus far.
So, let's see. The montage playing Big Kids When I Met the Girl went on as it showed clips of Luigi's day at the park. Clip number 1. Luigi turned around from an ice cream vendor with one vanilla ice cream cone in each hand and a surly look on his face. Toadette took the cone from Luigi's hand and started licking it. Luigi then held up the other cone to his mustache. And Luigi tried to sneak a lick from it. Bob summarily smacked Luigi across his left cheek. Luigi rubbed his left cheek in shock as the mustache continued with the ice cream cone. Clip number 2. Toadette, Luigi, and Bob were walking down a path along the park lake.
No, Freddy, I swear to God. Hold on. I'm sorry, my brother came in and wanted to do a bit.
Okay, Toadette, Luigi, and Bob were walking down a path along the park lake. Toadette almost walked into a puddle before Bob managed to stop her. Bob then grabbed Luigi's shirt and ripped it off, then placed it over the puddle. Toadette walked past the bare-chested Luigi and over the puddle with a smile on her face. Luigi slowly put his soaking shirt back on. And clip number 3. Toadette spun around in a field of flowers in a cliched shot that positions the camera between her outstretched arms. It focuses on her face as a blur of tulips whizzes past her. Luigi, in the same cliched shot, was screaming as Luigi pulled on his mustache as they spun around. And flashback. Wow, sounds like you could use a little break.
Oh, what? Yeah, what do you ask?
Well, I finished my massage chair. You want to try it out? Parakarry said. Parakarry said, motioning towards the leather chair in the corner.
Nice material. How do you turn it on?
Parakarry dropped a food pellet into the slot on top of it. The chair began shaking around as furious squeaking is heard from inside. Luigi's eyes widened, but before he could lecture Parakarry, he slowly closed his eyes and leaned back. Toad walked in. Parakarry, here's that pizza you ordered. Yeah, pizza you ordered. Oh, hey, Luigi.
What's up, Toad?
I should be asking you that. What were you doing with Toadette today?
You remember when she said she found another?
Luigi pointed to his mustache. No way! She's attracted to you now?
No, my mustache.
She left me for a mustache.
The most handsome mustache in the world, thank you very much.
Regardless, Still a bit insulting to be dumped for a clump of hair. Good pizza. Yeah, it's weird. I certainly don't miss her, but it just feels strange to not have her. Just feels strange not to have her ambush me or follow me around anymore, even though I'm expecting her to jump out at any moment. Blah 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 blah. You are so whiny. Harry took another bite out of his pizza. Hey, I specifically ordered the Supreme without red peppers. And you call this bread crazy? It's hardly psychotic. You'll be lucky if I order from you people again.
You know, to the Joker, it's just normal bread.
And he threw the box across the room. Okay then. Well, I guess I'll see you around. And Toad walked out of the front door.
At least Toad's happy. But we wouldn't be in this situation if you didn't switch the pies, you horrible little prankster.
Luigi glared angrily at his traitorous mustache. Did he do the old slip laxatives in your food when you weren't looking gag? Classic.
You gotta love his sense of humor.
How did you get into my house?
I've been trained.
I've been trained in embodying the souls of others, as we had learned previously in the first episode of Storytime with Scrappy. Okay, sorry.
How'd you get in my house?
I've been trained with Swiss Alpha Bloodhound to use my nose's sensory capabilities to track down the scent of anything with an odor, and follow the trail up to a week ago. I managed to swipe a few of Bob's hairs while we were spitting in the tulips.
Are seriously creeping me out.
Why? I just came to give Bob a present.
Toadette held up a miniature t-shirt with Toadette's face in a heart, with frilly text above it saying, "My ugly snuggly bear." She needled the ends of Luigi's mustache through the armholes of the shirt.
Do you think it's gonna be strange for Bob to be wearing this?
Bob, where are you too?
Toadette ripped off her dress to reveal her own version of the t-shirt, featuring a blown-up picture of Bob in the heart center. Harry and Luigi stared in awkward silence.
Well, I'm off to the dry cleaners.
She sniffed a name tag, then dropped down to all fours, sniffing the ground as she crawled out the door. Dude, you look so dorky with that thing.
Yeah, maybe I should just...
Bob began to growl fiercely as Luigi's hand approached his custom shirt. Did I say dorky? I meant to say awesome.
Yeah, it looks tight, dog. Yeah, tight, dog.
Paracari, holding up a cell phone to his ear, said, "How many times will you have to learn this lesson?" Yeah, hey Mikey. Yeah, he's trying to be street again. How fast can you get over here? The buff Cooper from 2 chapters ago busted through the front door with a shower cap on and a cell phone in his hand. Ooh, nice response time. Mikey looked towards Luigi. I hope you know I had to skip a bubble bath for this. And he pounded his fist into his palm as he slowly approached the cowering plumber. The next day. I guess we're at a baseball. Okay, welcome one and all to the semifinals of the Mushroom Kingdom Baseball League. Today's All-Star face-off, the Mario Fireballs versus the Wario Garlics.
Do I get my time to shine here?
Who knows? Toadette took her seat next to Luigi.
Hey Luigi, why did you try out for the team?
No. We flash back to show Luigi in the tryouts. Child is reading from a clipboard. Alright, Goomba, shortstop. Paracarry, third baseman. Luigi, center field. You know your positions, and we'll be switching people's positions throughout the day so we get an idea of your strengths and weaknesses. Now move, move, move! Everyone scrambled for their position.
Oh yeah! Time to show off my diving catch! Hit it on here! Hit it on out here!
First the bat, Noki. The Noki feebly lifted the bat. A Boo threw an easy strike, and another, then another. In fact, this would continue on for such a long time. Luigi found his time to be better spent on something else.
Oh my god, Luigi was that kid. That's great.
Luigi was lying on the ground, watching a ladybug scamper across the AstroTurf.
Hey there, little ladybug. Are you lonely? I'll be your friend if you want, little ladybug. Do you want to be friends?
The ladybug flew skyward and landed on Luigi's nose.
I'll take that as a yes. Now, what to name you? Oh, how about Spot? Do you like that name, little ladybug?
The incoming baseball crushed the ladybug as it smacked square in Luigi's face. Luigi flopped onto the ground unconscious as Toad yells, "Nice catch, Luigi!" from the background. One binding of Luigi's broken nose later, Luigi was on the pitcher's mound.
Please give me a bad batter so I look like a good pitcher.
Next up the bat, Goomba!
Good! He doesn't even have arms!
And a Goomba waddled onto the home plate, bat in his mouth.
Thank you.
Whenever you're ready, Luigi. Luigi wound up his pitch, and put all of his energy into his arm as he released the baseball, putting his entire body in a forward lunge, gaining every last drop of momentum he could squeeze from his movement, and watched as fast as the fastballs hit the ground a good 5 feet in front of the batter. Do you want another try? Luigi took another ball from the bin, and squinted intensely at the catcher's mitt. The Goomba gave Luigi a coy smirk. And that was all he needed. Luigi used his intense hate of Goombas and better sportsmen combined to launch the adrenaline.
About being racist, but
Both of the Mario stories hate Goombas. What if I might have been subconsciously inspired by this one. Luigi uses intense.
though, not all Goombas.
Luigi uses intense hate of Goombas and better sportsmen combined to launch the adrenaline-induced projectile from his swinging hand and hit his target head-on with a deep impact. The target dropped the bat as he screamed bloody murder after being pelted in the eye by Luigi's fastball. And the umpire, take your base! At the final position of the day... Okay, it's Parry again. Incoming! And he launched the baseball from deep center field to the third baseman at a blistering pace. Luigi lifted his glove to his chest, awaiting the ball to come to him. The baseball whizzed...
Since this said flashback, I was weirded out, but now I get that this is cutting forward, and I think I see where this is going. I was weirded out why this was out of the plot relevant.
Okay, it's...
But I get what you're trying to do now.
I think we're in present day.
Yeah, because there's no... I get what his plan is, I think.
Okay, what happened? The baseball whizzed past Luigi into the dugout, missing him by 14 inches.
Hey, my glove is here!
Luigi pointed to his glove. Dude, go get the ball! He's going for home!
Relax. I have a plan of action.
And Luigi watched as the Pardon me?
I think I was interrupting you was a bit that time.
And Luigi watched as the Goomba touched third and turned towards home plate.
Oh, no you don't.
I'm gonna make it! And Luigi shoved him to the ground before the Goomba could manage 2 steps towards home, then ran for the ball. And the Goomba landed with a sound of bone snapping. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. Get with the bone cracking. Ah! I think you broke my leg!
Oh, no you don't.
Luigi grabbed the ball and ran towards the Goomba, desperately trying to crawl his way to a home run.
Out!
You're jumping ahead.
I'm sorry.
Let's see. Luigi grabbed the ball and ran towards the Goomba, desperately trying to crawl his way to a home run.
Can I not read? Oh, no you don't.
The Goomba continued his erratic struggle for home plate and chances a glance. What? Chances a glance towards the oncoming plumber.
Out!
Luigi touched him with just the ball just as he turned his head, making Luigi accidentally shove the baseball to his good eye.
I think I said, my bad.
No, you're supposed to say oops.
Oops. My bad.
And that was the end of the tryouts. No, wait, pardon me, the end of the tryouts. The flashback's not done yet. You all had a great showing out there. But with 10 of you guys trying out, I'm afraid one of you isn't going to be playing with us this season. Toad began to walk down the line of hopefuls. Playing. Luigi turned towards the heavily injured Goomba.
Ooh, tough break, buddy.
Toad approached Luigi, not playing. Walked past the Goomba, playing. Congratulations. Now everyone hit the showers.
A minute. How come I'm not playing?
It was actually a very tight race between you and the blind Goomba in crutches with no arms, but we thought that from a political standpoint that it wouldn't be wise to include you in the team, since viewers would believe you just got a free ticket in since your brother's with the captain. Since your brother would be the captain, I guess. Also, you're a horrible team player. In your face, plumber! And the Goomba strutted out of the dugout, only to smack face first into the concrete wall. Could someone guide me to my car? I'm kind of blind right now. End flashback.
Wow, that went on for a really long time. No one ever saw him after he drove out of the parking lot. Did that mic not pick that up?
No, your line picked up.
Okay. Did Nova's line not?
Yeah. Sorry. Shouldn't you be playing then?
I was, until I figured out that a cardboard cutout of me is just as good as the real thing. Except the cardboard cutout doesn't expect pay.
Toad took the aisle seat next to Toadette.
Hey, Toad.
Hey, Louise! Toad paused with the realization that within those 3 seats was Toadette's current boyfriend and her ex, with the boyfriend being attached to a friend of the ex.
Awkward.
You guys on another date?
Yes, we are.
That's Toadette.
I can read, I swear.
Yes, we are. What are you doing here?
A buddy of mine couldn't make it to the game, so he gave his tickets to me.
Lucky! I had to pay $80 for those seats!
And the announcer's voice blared through, and yes, Wario's coming up, Tanner. The score is 4-5 as we enter the 4th inning. The Mario Fireballs are hoping to break even as their star batter Parakarry takes the plate.
The best they can scrouge for a battler is a winged mailman? Don't make me laugh.
Oh, don't worry. I'm planning on making you cry when I hit it out of the park. Ooh, I hope he hits it over here.
Me too! It's always been a dream of mine to have an autographed home run ball.
Dream about catching cookies in my mouth as they fall from the sky. I ruined the timing of that joke.
Everyone within earshot blankly looked at Luigi's last comment.
Like you don't have dreams of falling cookies.
Here's the windup. Wario threw a fastball, and Parakarry smacked it with all of his force. Parakarry smacks it on the first pitch, and look at that sucker fly. It just might make it to the stands. Toad readied his glove in excitement. His childhood dream might become reality. The fans are bringing out the gloves. Which one will get it? Toad lunges into the aisle to catch the ball, taking down the Peanuts vendor in the process. It's a homer, and the vendor goes down! Wario threw his hat on the ground in frustration as Parakarry round stirred. Toad got up woozily as he came to. Did I get it? He looked into his glove and jumped with joy. Yes! Yes! I got it! And he held the ball up in the air in triumph.
Hey, could you snag me some nuts before the vendor gets back up?
Toad and Toadette looked at Luigi incredulously.
Dude, it's $80 a seat!
Toad understandingly tossed Luigi a bag of honey roasted delights.
Oh, that actually sounds... I can't talk too much, I'm sorry.
It does sound good, though.
Not for me, thanks. I'm watching my weight.
Why? Excuse me. Why? You're already... Why? You're already... I am so sorry. Why? You're already pretty. Bob growled menacingly at Toad. Luigi, mouthful of honey-roasted goodness, said,
You better watch it, Toad. Bob could really mess you up if he has the motivation.
You're so cute when you're jealous.
and she brushed Bob's whiskers, and Luigi nearly choked on a peanut. Luigi watched as pitches were thrown and batters ran bases. Then more pitches and more runs. Then more pitching and more running. Luigi didn't notice he had dozed off until Toadette shook him awake.
Hey Luigi, can you sleep upright? Bob can't see the game.
Huh?
Luigi looked towards the scoreboard.
Already the 9th inning?
It's 7-10 with the Wario Garlics leading. 1 man on second, 2 outs, and a lot of pressure on the next batter. On who the next batter... Oh, for Pete's sake. And a lot of pressure on who the next batter, who will be... Cardboard Cutout! In unison, the fans of the Mario Fireballs threw a violent tantrum as the game's fate rested with the non-existent hands of a cardboard cutout. If only we had cut out a P Piranha, was the screams of the shrieking baseball goers. Luigi instead laid back with a smirk on his face. Now they would know their mistake of not letting him play.
I'm trying to.
The fact that it sounds like a fart works for him.
Yeah.
Wario tossed the ball over the plate. Strike! And boos came from the stadium. Wario, not bothering to look, tossed the ball. Ball 1!
Whoops, better not do that.
Wario pitched a perfect fastball.
Much better.
Strike 2!
Now for the big finale.
Wario takes a few steps back, winds his arms wildly, and showboats his way to the final pitch, pitching it harder than ever before. The cutout was hit in the face by Wario's pitch and shattered into pieces from the neck up. Utter silence fell across the crowd. Tag your base! And the entire stadium erupted with excitement, and the Bat Boy dragged the decapitated cutout to first base.
Yikes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's not over yet. Lady Luck is smiling down on the Mario Fireballs as Parakarry takes the base. Wario squinted his eyes intensely as Parakarry took the plate with a confident smile, with a confident smile on his face. You know, which hurts more? That you just threw the game for your team, or that you did it while losing to a piece of cardboard? Wario tightened his grip on the ball. Fans of the Mario Fireballs were chanting, "Parakarry delivers the heat! Parakarry delivers the heat!" Why do you only want to be chanting? Wario threw the first strike. Strike 1! Wario put a little more oomph into his second pitch. Parakarry smacked it hard and dashed for the first base.
Coming to me, it's coming to me!
Luigi snatched Toad's glove and raised it high into the air. The baseball hit Luigi in the forehead, knocking him out before it bounced back into the field. Parakarry reached first and snatched the cutout. And Boo reached the ball as Parakarry reached second base. Parakarry placed the cutout onto the bag before him. So that Parakarry doesn't pass the cutout and make the run disqualified. Boo rocketed the ball towards third base as Parakarry approached the bag. Parakarry, after touching the cutout onto the third mat, sprinted for home plate. In an effort to gain speed, he threw the cardboard like a frisbee towards home. The cardboard landed over the plate as the umpire called his second safe. With the score 9-10, Parakarry sprinted for the plate, hoping to give his team a chance for victory. The baseball reached the third baseman as Parakarry slammed his foot in front of the umpire. Mario and his team rose as one as they cheered for Parakarry. The audience was ablaze with excitement, and roars flooded the stadium. Wario sluggishly walked over to the proud star player for what everyone knew would be a congratulatory handshake. But instead, he touched Parakarry in the chest with a baseball. Out! All except Wario froze in shock. All eyes turned towards the giant screener playing the shot of Parakarry landing on the Luigi cutout covering home plate. Oh! Oh! Parakarry failed to touch home plate, so he was still vulnerable to getting out. And with the final score, it's Mario Fireballs 9 and Wario Garlics 10. The Wario Garlics have won the game! Parakarry stands with his mouth agape as a smaller crowd in the audience cheered and yelled.
Reach your hands more. Throwing the game for your team, or that you lost to a guy who lost to a piece of cardboard.
He gave a wicked. Yes, he gave a wicked smirk to Parakarry as his team lifted him into the Pardon me. He gave a wicked smirk to Parakarry as his team lifted him into the air, an effort that sapped them of their energy quickly. Later in the parking lot.
Oh, I hope Mario stops crying soon. 'Cause I already have plenty of tear stains in the pillows.
At least me and Bob had a good time.
Guys! Guys, wait up!
Hey, Toad, what's up? I am missing cues all over the place. Jesus.
I wanted to give Toadette something. And he handed her the home run ball.
Toad, this is your ball. You should keep it.
But I want you to have it. Look, I got your favorite team to sign it and everything. Toadette's eyes widened as she looked at the autographs of her favorite players.
Toad, I don't know what to say.
Well, I already got my dream of catching it. And since you wanted that ball, I just figured why not.
Thank you, Toad.
She almost failed to stop herself from hugging him. No problem. Well, I better get going.
Yeah, me too.
And she walked towards Luigi's car. Luigi noticed the ball.
What's that?
It's the ball Toad caught today. Wasn't it sweet of him to give it to me?
I mean, I guess.
Luigi climbed into the car.
You're ready to go.
Yep.
And she got into the passenger seat. Luigi checked the mirrors and he saw his reflection. And Bob had lipstick marks all over him.
Ah! Ah!
And he passed out.
Luigi?
And the next morning... Oh god, I have to do this line again. Miracle! Luigi stirred awake on his couch.
What?
Paracari walked in. Hi, Luigi. Hey, Luigi. Glad to see you made it home okay.
How did I get home?
Toadette had to drive you. I see Bob had a good time at the games last night.
Oh, please don't remind me.
Luigi plopped onto the couch and heard a crinkling sound. What was that? Luigi pulled out a piece of parchment and read it over. So, what is it? Luigi's eyes bugged out as he reached the last line.
Hold on. I need to talk face to face with someone.
Luigi walked into the bathroom. Paracari sneaked to the bathroom door to listen to Luigi talk face to face with his mustache in the bathroom mirror.
You can't do this to me! No, it's far too early and it's too much. Are you really willing to throw both of our lives away for this? For her? Okay, you can make the point I don't... You can make the point I don't have a life to throw away, but you still have promise! You still have a future! Bob, it could be the worst mistake of your life. If you really think you can go through with this, I won't stop you. But I'm not going for the ride. So it's time to make a choice because you can't have both. It's either me or this. Is that so? Fine. But don't come crawling back to me when it blows up in your face, you ungrateful ball of hair!
Luigi stormed out of the bathroom.
Can't believe he's gonna do this!
And Luigi walked out of the front door. What? What is he gonna do? Oh no. Could he mean... At the park fountain...
You know, this is my favorite part of the park.
Knew that. And he thought it would be the perfect place for this.
For what?
Luigi read from the parchment he found that morning.
Odette, these last few days you have given have been some of the best days of my life. It's no question in my mind that we are a great couple, and we can look forward to a great future together. And so I've made up my mind. Toadette.
Luigi got down on his knee.
Toadette, will you marry me?
I don't know what to...
No! Toadette and Luigi turn to see Toad breaking away from his bird-watching group. How convenient. And racing for them.
Toad?
Don't do it! And he shoved Luigi into the fountain. Luigi splashed into the water. Toadette, you can't marry him!
Why not?
Because it would crush me if you did. Toadette, these last few days have been torturous for me. Ever since you stopped following me, I've had this void, this feeling of emptiness that couldn't be filled. Nothing made me happy anymore. Life became dull and everything never seemed the same. The only time the world felt right was whenever I saw you. And last night at the ball game, I wished all my heart as Parakarry made it to the base so I could spend just a little more time with you in the overtime. Getting that ball last night felt great, but only because you were there with me. It was easy for me to trade the ball for just a few more seconds with you. I would have traded the entire stadium, the entire existence of any sport, just to spend another minute with you. Have someone just waltz in and take you away from me would be the most horrible thing I could ever fathom. Give me another chance, Toadette, please.
Of course I'll give you another chance!
And she hugged an overjoyed Toad. Luigi broke the surface of the water, sputtering.
Man, water pump is strong.
Luigi looked at the hugging couple.
Yawn mid-sentence.
Wait, what did you say?
So strong that it makes me yawn mid-sentence. What is in that thing?
Luigi looked at the hugging couple.
Hey! On here!
Sorry, Bob, but I'm just not ready for such a serious relationship yet. And I think I still love Toad.
You do?
Of course I do!
And she pecked him on the cheek. Luigi almost choked on the sweetness of the moment. You wanna go for excuse me. You wanna go for some ice cream?
Sure.
And she left with Toad hand in hand. Back at Luigi's house.
Sorry about the proposal, buddy, but I told you it was a stupid idea.
Parakarry burst through the door. Dude, Toadette paid us in full! And he handed Bob a fat wad of $100 bills.
Paid in full for what?
We hooked her up with Toad.
Wait, what?
Well, actually, it was all Bob's plan, but he just needed a wingman. Want me to explain, partner? Bob jerked up and down. Well, it started a week in advance. First, I had to spread word about your lack of skill with the ladies. We flashed back to showing Parakarry on Toad's porch. Monday. Wait, what? Monday, man, Luigi's just been swinging and missing lately. Tuesday, his only girlfriend got rid of him by day 3. Wednesday, maybe it's because he picks his nose in public. And flashback. Then we just told Toadette to chase him to your house. I checked in with that massage chair question. I'm glad he was there since I didn't have anything else prepared. Bob knew you'd go for the walkie-talkie idea, so we devised the return of the pie plan. So Toadette could pretend to meet Bob for the first time. Once she was dating Bob, we just had to watch Toad's reaction. This would determine whether if they were right for each other. Otherwise, it would be a lost cause. We knew Toad met with his bird watchers every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so trips to the park were an easy way to test his reaction.
Tanner.
Oh, how did you guys get him at the baseball game?
Remember when I called my friend Michael? Well, we discussed him giving Toad his ticket to the game, which he was willing to do since we hooked him up with his now girlfriend. It was up to Bob to get the seats next to Toad.
Wow! But how'd you know it'd be safe to go with that risky final step?
We could tell if her test at the ball game. We had Toadette mention her dream to Toad beforehand. Then we immediately came to the dugout. Then when he immediately came to the dugout, we knew.
was Wario in on this? Cause you got it over to us easy.
Nah, he's just a bad pitcher. Can't believe he beat me.
Wow, you guys had this plan from the beginning? Wait, why did you let me suffer through that instead of telling me what was up?
You're a horrible actor, and we could use a few laughs. Besides, you would have just slowed us down. We're professionals after all.
How long have you two been at this?
You and Daisy were our first case. We're counting it as a success since we got you two together in the first place.
I suppose. Wait, I didn't ask you guys to do that. That means...
And Luigi got shot with a tranquilizer. Bob looked at Parakarry, who was holding a tranquilizer gun. He knew too much. You want to do the memory swipe this time? And that is the end of the chapter.
Like the little Men in Black nod at the end.
Luigi's mustache is amazing.
That was fun. That was...
First of all, I do want to say, Nova, that was probably your best performance, and probably my worst. I don't know why I got so distracted and kept missing cues. And I'm really sorry and kept cutting people off. It was really rude of me, and I'm really sorry.
Excuse me, all is forgiven. Thank you, Nova, for powering through Toadette's lines, because that sounds like a very difficult voice to maintain.
You did incredible.
Honestly, not really, because it's not like I went super ham. I just remembered all the times I've heard Toadette's voice clips, so I just went off of that, and actually, it really wasn't that hard. Honestly, I think voicing Toad himself would have been a little harder.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
Confirm.
So yeah, honestly, it wasn't really that much of an issue at all.
Yes, Toad is hard to voice. That's why I wasn't really bothering to even imitate any of the game voices.
And that's why I wish Nintendo decided to stuck with the voice direction you had for N64 instead of what we got now.
The only thing I can hazard to guess is that they were trying to match Toad's current voice.
Toad's had the same scratchy voice since like the late 90s. It's Mario Kart 64 is the aberration, even compared to the cartoons.
Oh no, he even in the cartoons, he just sounded like a slightly more Brooklyn version of his current voice.
And
yeah, that's what I was getting at.
And
He's
that weird time when he took his mushroom hat off. That was weird.
Yeah.
Well, I enjoy the chapters. I think I preferred Steak Sauce Swimsuit more between the two of them.
I was gonna say... Oh, I'm sorry, did I cut anyone off?
No, not really. I was just gonna say, like, I don't know, I think they're both pretty neck and neck. I think this one was kind of cute by the end of it, but
It was, but I think what bothered me is that it had less jokes per minute compared to the last chapter.
Yeah, I think the last chapter was more, had better comedic flow, I guess.
Oh yeah, because that last one is very rapid fire, like joke after joke after joke.
Yeah, but I think I was more entertained by the plot itself with this one.
I will say this probably has the most intricate plotting out of any issue.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I mean, the ending is a swerve.
Yeah.
And Parakarry's just a horrible, horrible friend.
He is. I'm trying to think we need to do a ranking of all the worst people in this fic.
Who'd be the worst?
I mean, hold on to that, because it gets worse.
I kind of wish, yeah. I also wish I did Wario greater justice because it felt like my deliveries were forced.
I thought you sounded fine as. Excuse me. I thought you sounded fine as Wario.
I think part of it is that his voice is almost too cartoonish for me to act in, which is why I didn't do the Super Show voice. I mean, what? Let me lean close to the mic. Which is why I didn't do Martinet for Luigi, because that voice is really hard to portray genuine emotions with. Because it's so cartoonish, and Super Show Luigi has a lot more emotional range.
Yeah.
Also, I just got that joke you put in chat by looking up above it. It's Nova.
Oh yeah, the veggie burger.
Hee.
Oh dear. So we are at chapter 12 now. So yeah, we're 5 by 4. We're 3/5 of the way done.
No, but I had fun with this. I guess it's also that Luigi, this is probably the least proactive Luigi has been, so it wasn't as fun for me to perform. He was kind of just a supporting character dragged along in everyone else's story during this. Which isn't a bad thing, but from a performance perspective, I didn't get a lot to do.
That's fair. Luigi was quite literally getting strung along for this chapter.
Yeah,
he didn't really bring any of this on himself. Everyone just kind of screwed him over.
Yeah. I also, you know what it is? The joke writing in this one was significantly less clever than the last one. Like, the gasoline joke, I didn't just laugh at it because of how dark it is. It's genuinely just a really clever joke. In a way, where in this one was just mostly rom-com jokes and slapstick.
Yeah, I can get that. Personally, that's the kind of stuff I'm into, so I'm fine with it, but yeah.
I don't know, it's a balance because you want it to be somewhat grounded and not push so into the realm of being like a zany cartoon that there's just nothing there for you to gravitate towards. But you also don't want to make it too grounded to the point where you're wondering why it even takes place in this universe. I don't know if that's just me. That might be weird coming out of my mouth.
It's, I don't know. This is for those listening at home. The takeaway here is humor is very subjective.
Yeah. What works for you might not work for someone else.
I will say I miss Dexter and Tim a lot in this chapter.
They're a fun set of characters, just for how much they can be. They can be bratty kids, but they can also be the straight man to Luigi.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the other thing, is that Luigi is permanently stuck in straight man mode for this chapter, when he got to be a lot more versatile in the last one.
Yeah, I can get that. I think the thing with this chapter is that Luigi didn't have as much as a main role, I guess.
His role in this is to react to other characters.
Yeah.
He's not the funny one in this chapter. He is And in the previous chapters, he played the straight man, but he got to have his own moments of wackiness and general comic buffoonery.
His most notable role here is getting outranked by his own mustache. That's just...
Yeah.
That's his life in a nutshell. Oh dear.
I mean,
Well, I don't know what we're saying.
No. It's part of me had a weird idea for what the final chapter of this would be. And I'm not doing a bit, I'm being completely earnest. When I say that part of me kind of wants the final chapter of this to be sort of playing everything that's happened so far for laughs dramatically. Playing just how miserable Luigi's life is dramatically, and having everyone who's wronged him suffer some sort of consequence. That's a bad idea.
Oh, that would have had potential. I have no idea what we're doing next episode. Probably resuming this until I can find a new actor for Ray.
Oh, right. I honestly, like, honest to God, I forgot we were even doing that at one point.
I could picture the Always Sunny fic I wanted to do. I found a few.
Well, I'll look into that.
I mean, you mentioned you wanted to watch the show anyway. Not that I'm, like, forcing you. It's just I'm running out of fics, and that sounds like a fun cast of characters.
Yeah, I think it would do us some good to branch out into different series and stuff.
Yeah. Besides that, Nova would make a decent Dennis.
I could imagine.
I need to brush up on what he sounds like.
He speaks like this, very eloquently, at least until he is pushed to his breaking point and rains his fury upon you like the crashing of 1,000 waves.
Yeah, he could do that.
And again, I'm so sorry for how annoying I got during the last half of this.
It's fine, Tanner. So yeah, I don't know what we're doing next episode. We're probably just resuming this, but maybe we'll find something else just to provide some variety.
I'll look for a good Sunny fic.
Yeah, no, I would like just kind of advise it has to be something kind of short. I don't want to have too many like quote-unquote long-form series running concurrently.
I mean, I can't imagine a fic for that show would be long, given that it is a sitcom.
You say that, and yet we have like exceeding like War and Peace length pieces of fan fiction related to My Little Pony.
Yeah. I mean, that might be just because I took 30 bathroom breaks during that.
No, not that. I mean, like, people have actually written, like, exceedingly long MLP fan fiction.
Good.
Oh, no, I know. I've been in this fandom for a while now.
I've like back when I was like in that phase. I did read a lot of pony stuff. Some really good stuff, but as a problem I run into a lot, I never remember what the stories are called. So.
No, yeah, I think the most famous one is Fallout Equestria.
Well, Joey talks about this one a lot.
It's not even that good.
Really?
No, it isn't. It was praised at the time because standards were so low. Because the fandom was so obsessed with epic crossovers that they would just accept anything that was at least decently written.
That's interesting because like all I've heard about is apparently like it's really good or something. Like I knew nothing about it besides that, so I don't know.
Well, famous fic is probably cupcakes. Actually.
Oh,
No.
Yeah, well.
Okay,
Chocolate isn't
so
even that good.
well, we'll look into it. So yeah. Until next time. Yeah, I really have nothing. Until next time, I'm Scrappy Fan 92, and this has been another episode of Storytime. I'd like to thank my contributors for this week, and we wish you all a good night.
Alright,
Actually,
yeah.
wait, no, I didn't give final thoughts. My
yeah.
apologies.
Yeah, does Nova want to say something?
Nintendo, please change the voice direction for Toad back to the Mario Kart 64 again, please. Or N64 in general.
No. Well, until next time, this has been Storytime with Scrappy and Friends. We wish you all a good night.
Okay.